And welcome back, our dear viewers. Now it's time for our daily press review for today, Monday, the 6th of March, 2017. And we are very much delighted to have our dear guest in the studio, Mr. Ayoub, Mohmoud Ayoub, former Minister of Commerce. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
And we'll start our press for today from Al Ahram newspaper, from where we read, targeting the criminal and extremist hideouts as Sisi pays a surprise visit to the national security sector. Sir, yesterday we have seen a surprise visit made by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to the national security sector. I believe that that day is coinciding with the day that some elements did infiltrate the same apparatus on 2011.
That is correct. And so things should be clear as far as safety and security of this country is concerned. And the president is always highlighting the security component of any dealings, either internally, domestically, or internationally. We have seen that even with the Angela Merkel's visit to Egypt. He has highlighted it in several times. And we are very keen to establish the fact that Egypt is a secure place for tourists, for investors, and for foreign guests who come to visit this big country.
So is it a clear message, sir, that Egyptian national security is a red line that we should not, and no one is allowed to pass or infiltrate?
Any person, we have seen it several times, any person who tries to infiltrate or even touch this really sensitive organ of our country, or establishment, we can say, will be severely punished. And we have seen it several times, whether in Rafah, in Sheikh Zayed, in Egypt, in Cairo, in Alexandria, in other places in Western Desert. It is a very clear message to all that security of Egypt comes first before even the citizen, because without security, the citizen is citizenless.
So is it a message here also that from 2011 till now, how Egypt did move and how it did face all the challenges, and now we are in a much better situation, we are secured, we are safe, thanks also to the effort exerted by the police officials, who many of them did sacrifice their lives for the Egyptian national security, for the security of the Egyptian people and its territory.
We have many martyrs from policemen.
Indeed, indeed.
Whether soldiers or staff or officers. Or I can say they were the first victim of the 2011 revolution, if we can say it, it's revolution, because they were always in the vanguards and protecting the security of this country, not of the regime or the government, but the country as a whole.
For the sake of the people and the Egyptian soil.
It is for the people, and it is from the people and for the people, and we are paying for that.
And
we are paying for that.
Of course, from here we would like to salute the policemen and the police officers who did sacrifice their lives for Egypt, and their families, of course, who are paying a very dear price for this sacrifice.
Salute and respect for them all.
Course. And we move to Al Akhbar, from where we read, the president calls for continuing targeting the extremist hideouts to preserve the state. Sisi, in a surprise visit to the National Security Agency as well, the same issue. And from Al Masri Al-Yom we continue. Sisi says we shall provide support for the national security to face terrorism. Sir, the facing of terrorism, it's also the major headline that we are always highlighting during all speeches, during all visits. We have seen also during the recent visit on Thursday by German Chancellor Angela Merkel, topping the agenda of the talks were combating terrorism, uniting efforts between different countries in order to face the terrorism which is threatening not only Egypt but the whole world. And Germany, of course, was a target of terrorism as well.
I think that the biggest success we have seen in the last 4 years is the security considerations and security situation in Egypt. This is a clear message to Angela Merkel, to European Union, to the world as a whole, that security in Egypt is maintained, and we sacrificed a lot to maintain security, and Egypt is a secure place now for foreigners and for the Egyptians before the foreigners. We are a secure place. Let us begin to work and let us secure ourselves. And it is an important thing to mention in this respect that the people have a role to play.
Indeed.
It is not only the police or security organizations who are in question.
We should collaborate efforts in order
should be collaborated
to reach,
and tips and all these things, and we have telephone numbers or whatever. Whenever we see something suspicious, we see this in Israel. Even the citizen, the child, knows about security and is very keen, and each one of us should be alert as far as security is concerned.
Sir, should we increase the awareness about that? Because some people are scared to do that, or they are not totally aware about the issue. So how can we start to collaborate efforts and to start to be more positive regarding these issues?
I think that media has a role to play in this respect. It is an important role. Media is very important. We have to create and raise awareness of security. Even small things. Well, I will give you an example.
Yeah.
When a person puts an explosive somewhere in any place in the country, of course he did not come from the heaven or from the sky, but just he was being passing through a street, walking and putting it somewhere. Surely some persons have seen him. Some persons, I don't know, say I did some person.
Yeah.
Whenever I see something suspicious, I should give a call. They will thank me. Even if they did not thank me, the whole country will be thanking me that this small tip can save lives.
Indeed.
Even my own life.
So we should not be passive. We should contribute more in a positive way in order
raise
to protect
awareness about security considerations
ourselves and our country and our loved ones.
How to be alert in this respect, and how to inform as soon as we see something suspicious. We should, by phone or whatever means, we should inform the security agencies. And always in the TV, we see the telephone numbers of several security organizations who are in charge.
And from Al-Akhbar, we read the first Egyptian mobile in September and an international city for gold in Marsa Alam. Prime Minister Sharif Ismail tackles in 3 meetings development projects. Of course, we have seen many developmental projects. We have seen a meeting yesterday between the president and different ministers regarding these issues of development, not only in Marsa Alam and in different parts of Egypt, but also we have seen a meeting regarding the development in Halab and Shalatin.
Yes.
So the development in Egypt, how do you see
I think that development should come from the south.
Indeed.
When I say the south, because it was ignored or neglected for a longer time, or maybe 30 or 35 years.
Which did have very negative repercussions.
It was very negative and really dangerous repercussions to the whole country. Let us focus on Halab, Shalatin. Let us focus on this triangle, the Red Sea and the Kena and Qusayr area. And Marsa Alam is a very important touristic destination all year round. I have seen it, and several people who have seen there, they admire the place and the scenery there and the cleanliness, the environment, and everything in Marsa Alam says, come to Marsa Alam. Same applies to Shalatin and the Halab, and also we know that in this part of Egypt, in eastern desert, there are the gold mines. So there are several
one of the things tackled here, that an international city for gold will be held in Marsa Alam as well.
At last. I began this process when I was in Australia as a commercial counselor, 1990.
1990.
I invited the Australian companies and spoke in the ABC, Australian Broadcasting Corporation, about mining of gold in Egypt. They asked me, do you have gold? My simple question was that Tutankhamun mask is made of gold. Where did they bring the gold from? Of course, they did not import it from Australia, but rather it was extracted from eastern desert, from Sukkari area in Egypt. And after that, the Australian companies came for gold mining in Egypt. And we are very pleased that there are 15 sites in Egypt where mining of gold. Mining of gold is defined or decided by the economic consideration, that is the cost and the revenue. Now with the new technology, they can easily find gold, and they can more easily extract it, and the cost of extraction and the refining is now less than the price of gold. That is why there are 15 sites for gold in Egypt. We hope that the 15 will be utilized, and you have very good investment law in charge.
Yes, indeed. And from المصري اليوم, Bloomberg says Egypt's economy is healing and the pound is rising before the US dollar faster than expected. What's your take on that?
It is in November last year, we floated the Egyptian pound against foreign currencies, and of course the prices escalated, all the currencies escalated. It was very late, but at last we have done it.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never, better ever than never, better late than never. And Bloomberg is now giving very optimistic review of the economy, and this is very important for the investors.
Indeed.
We need investors. Egyptian economy, of course, we have vast resources in Egypt, but unutilized. We cannot utilize it all without the foreign investment. When I say foreign, I mean Arab and foreign investment. And first of all, the Egyptian investment in charge should be given the priority at all times.
What about the industry, Mr. Ayoub, as well? Because to have a sustainable and no problem in the foreign currency, we have to have our own industry and our own export. So how can we start to do that?
Start from the last 6 years. We have seen that tourism fell, transfers of Egyptians fell. This was because of the security situation in Egypt. Now we find that the industry is the vehicle of all the economy. Not only the middle class is the vehicle, but also the other face of the coin is the industry. We need to re-establish, or rather reoperate the factories. Many factories are not operative now, and they are beginning to be operative again, but we have to push these factories which were closed to begin production again. Why I say give this priority? Because it is easier to reopen the factory rather than establishing new factories. That is very important from economic point of view and from labor and employment point of view.
Indeed. And from Al-Akhbar we read, the delegation from the House of Family visits the Coptic families who left El Arish, and Asyut receives 23 Coptic families coming from El Arish. A delegation, as we have read from the piece of news of the family, the House of Family is visiting some of the families who did leave El Arish, and Asyut did receive 23 Coptic families after fleeing El Arish.
They are just changing their location for a very short while. After that, they will go back to El Arish and establish themselves again. The House of Family, or the family houses from Christians and Muslims all together, they are going in a mission. It is a patriotic mission which we all have to support, because we need to secure places and secure the livelihood of these persons, citizens. I don't say Muslim or Christian in respect.
Egyptian.
They are Egyptians.
Indeed.
Just
Indeed.
Egyptians.
They are just Egyptian citizens. Yes. And Al-Akhbar, from Al-Akhbar we read our last piece of news. Superstar Will Smith says, from the Giza Pyramid site, I did not imagine that all that beauty exists in Egypt. Yesterday, of course, we have seen a visit by the American superstar Will Smith to Egypt.
Will Smith, yes.
We have seen before many visits by Lionel Messi, others who came to Egypt in a show of love and respect to Egypt and its beautiful sites. What's your take on that, and what message we are delivering here and conveying to the whole world?
We are delivering a message to the whole world that Egypt is a beautiful place, secure place, and there is a lot which we can enjoy in Egypt now.
Indeed, indeed.
Will Smith is a very important American actor, and we need to build on the visit. We need to build on it, rather spread the word in the world, from Japan to America, that Egypt is a lovely destination to go and to see, whether in winter or in summer. We are beginning salvage operation as far as tourism is concerned. Messi and now Will Smith and Angela Merkel was with the pyramids, at the pyramids with the president, and this was a very positive and important message as far as tourism is concerned, and as far as the health of the Egyptian economy is concerned. And we are giving a message to the world: come to Egypt, invest in Egypt, visit Egypt, and you will enjoy it.
Yes, and from this, I would leave it here. Come to Egypt. We are a safe place. We have beautiful weather, and we are having almost 2/3 of the artifacts of the world. And of course, thank you very much, Mr. Ayoub, Mahmoud Ayoub, former Minister Commercial, for your press release.
Thank you. Have a lovely day and nice day.
And with that, our dear viewers, we come to the end of our press review for now, and we will go to a short break, and after that, I'll be back with more segments of The Breakfast Show, so stay tuned.